Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it wants to be. I'm going to get rid of that saying. I don't like it. Rob came up with it. It's rubbish. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with Mary, Choc and Raz, as you can tell by the other cameras.
Yep.
Four of them
It's
now.
a view from the afternoon, don't you know? It has a name, this podcast.
Yeah, it's called the Danny
Welcome
White.
back.
Welcome to Danny White Presents,
Oh,
the view from the afternoon.
Everyone unsubscribe. Yeah, that's
Everyone unfollow the Twitter.
This doesn't have a Twitter.
Yeah, it
it.
does.
It does now.
Oh, does it?
You're not even see. God, you're the host.
I
You
don't use
even know.
Twitter.
Yeah,
Why
I
would
don't, to be honest.
Anyway, right, today's subject, we're going to talk about our school life, what it was like, what we got up to. I've got some questions for you. We're going to work our way through them. Try and answer them honestly. Don't bullshit me.
I just lie.
Don't give me lies. Don't give me hearsay. I want truth, right? I want
Yeah.
honest
Which is fine.
truth. That's really fucking embarrassing, and it's going to get us demonetized. That's what I want, all right?
Perfect.
So,
Great. Doing a 180.
first question, get the ball rolling to laugh in someone's face. What'd you get in your GCSEs?
Oh shit! How many did I get? ICT, not business. I failed business.
But what'd you get?
I think the highest grade I got was a B.
Choc's counting on his hands like this, and I know it's not going to go to the other hand.
Of course it would.
I got ICT grade. I got history grade.
What do you mean grade?
I'm taking piss out of you because you didn't give us a grade.
I said B.
Yeah, after I asked for a grade on one of them, you only give us one.
Oh yeah, so it was like
Right.
it was. I think B in RE, C ICT, C English language, C English lit, C maths, C. I'm trying to think. Summit, B PE and
BPE.
yeah.
What the fuck?
PE was easy, man.
Oh, PE, right. I thought BPE.
No, like physical education was easy as a kid. Not now.
Yeah,
as
we're
you
going
can
to say
tell.
it don't
Yeah,
look
now
like it was
times
easy
have
for you.
changed.
Now he's got a C in titties cup size.
Why are you looking? Look at
Raz?
that man's
I
tits.
appreciate a good titty.
Raz, can you outdo this dumb bastard?
I got B's in everything apart from art. That I got a C.
God, you did
Nice,
art.
nice and average.
Yeah.
Just like you know what? I didn't even want an A. I didn't want to show off. But like,
Sounds like it.
just whatever the average is, that's where I want to be.
You are an average man, so it
Yeah,
makes sense.
absolutely. Yeah.
B's all around. Good. Mary?
I got A's, B's, and like 2 C's.
Ooh.
Fuck me, man.
What'd you get an A in?
Physics, English, lit and language, biology.
She got an A in like English language, and now she goes viral on TikTok. Going,
Yeah.
why do people blaze a fire?
Just because.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything failed from anyone?
Yeah, I failed business. I got a D.
I believe that. I believe that.
Hope nothing goes wrong.
Any failures, Raz?
No. Never failed an exam in my life. You know. No.
Very well.
Well, for me, I got a D in my history GCSE, just in one exam. It equaled out as a C. But the reason was because I didn't concentrate at all throughout the lesson. And then right before the exam, we were doing like a cram session. And I was asking people in my class, like, just give me some footnotes. What can I say? And we knew it'd be on World War II. So it was going to be like America, England, France, Germany. And they told me
The main
about...
players of World War II,
Yeah, you know them. And they told me that I should write about the NWA, the National Workers Association. Told me like this crock of shit about what they did in America, all lies. So yeah, I got a D in that.
Then you
Yeah,
went,
then
went on the wiki article for NWA to do your homework and learn how they went into hip hop.
God, they had some great bangers. Why don't they use that to stop the war? What about you, Dan? What did you get?
So English, I got B and C. Don't know which way around it was. Science, all B's. Maths, a B. Performing arts, I got a distinction.
Yep.
Don't know what that is.
Distinction's just
That's like the best
A.
one.
Yeah,
Obviously
A
it's me.
plus.
Yeah,
Then I did history, which I got a U in, which is ungraded because I didn't hand in any coursework and I just did shit on the exam probably. And then IT, I got ungraded because I didn't do anything in IT. Me and Ash Walker just used to play Balloons Tower Defense like in every single lesson.
Yeah. Or the helicopter game where you have to like.
No.
That's the good
No.
one. You're a
No.
loser,
It was
man.
Unreal Tournament in IT for me.
Do you remember Miniclip?
Yeah, mini.
Yeah.
Miniclip with a trial
Oh.
bike game. I used to love that.
Unreal Tournament was the one, and like you could just like file transfer it on like the shared area. Someone would like hide it in a shared folder on like the school's shared area, or like even in college, like you just have it on like a little memory stick, a portable version.
That's what we did at school. Like someone would go download a couple of games on a USB and then just like during the lesson, just pass you the USB to put those files on.
I remember someone had a program as well where when you pressed a certain keyboard combo, it'd like hide everything on your screen and go back to desktop. It was fucking brilliant.
Did you have, what was it called? Was it Imperium? Whatever. The teacher could look at your screen from their screen. Yeah.
No, like one classroom had it for like one lesson and then they never used it again.
And ICT, business, any like just had computers in the lesson. They would put it on, and you could just see like the teacher just doing whatever, and then in the corner of their eye, you just see this small square of everyone else's screens just playing games, doing fuck all work, man. They were great.
Yeah, they must have known. Like I can't remember his name now. It was Deepak. What?
Mr. Patel.
That's the one. He must have known that I was fucking about in every single lesson.
Yeah, but they're not getting paid enough, man. They
I
don't
didn't
care.
like no homework, no coursework, no nothing. Just didn't do anything.
Yeah, but I think that I think they're the best type of teachers because like, what's the point?
Oh, no, he told me off for it.
Yeah, but what's the point of really like trying to teach your student just for him to be like, nah?
I think his hopes were that I might be a little bit more computer literate than I am now because I am fucking useless, as we've seen tonight. I need Raz to do everything for me. Give me some mechanics though. Sort that out for you. Anyway, I think we figured out Choc is the dummy, so let's all point at him and laugh.
Yeah, I'm the dumbest. I do have 2 uni qualifications though.
It just goes to show like we're all sat in the same fucking room together.
Yeah, exactly. And he's younger than us. He's got to it at an early age.
And we're all doing the same shit, pretty much. And but take a look at like Ash. So his good friend Ash, who like went to school. He didn't do terribly well in school. Went to college.
Did you not?
I didn't do terribly well in college either. Went to uni, absolutely smashed it, and now he's living the fucking high life.
Yeah, he's on big bags in.
GCSEs don't mean shit, man.
They don't, and nor does like what's it? At college, I did a BTEC level 3. They're just a shit, man.
So my little brother's just gone through his GCSEs and he was getting proper stressed out about them. Like
it's mad, the pressure.
There's so much pressure for something that
they
in 5
literally
years
don't
time,
fucking matter.
In 5 years' time, they're not even like you can't use them.
We also did like a level 2 BTEC in school, which I thought you just did like in college and like sixth form. But we did like a level 2 like health and nutrition, which was just so much bullshit. It was just like
for the kids who couldn't do normal classes.
No, like everyone
you get to do these special classes.
Everyone did it, man, and it was just mental because like it was just like a free qualification. It was like no one could fail everything.
Yeah,
because they gave it and then gave you everything you could just write about next to it, like a big article. That they were just copy that,
copy and paste.
Yeah, and that were it. And then everyone got the qualification.
So. I hated how they were like, you can't copy and paste it. You've got to put in your evidence. Look at the fucking real world now. If you do anything on a computer now, you just copy and paste shit.
Yeah, but it depends. Like at school, probably, but like higher education, you've got a fucking like Oxford reference and shit. Like, is it Oxford? No, Harvard reference.
Just don't go into
it. You got to show where you found your stuff.
Yeah,
if you copied anything, you've got to find the source and run it through all this bullshit.
I went on Wikipedia and then went down to the references.
You're not allowed to use Wiki.
When I was 13, I watched a documentary that told me this.
What?
That's my source.
My dad told me this when he was drunk. And I believe my dad.
My dad does not lie. Anyway, next question. So...
Hold on. I know Jake's not in the podcast, but Jake, what did you get for your GCSEs?
I was pretty good. I got C's in most stuff. I got B in graphics, B in art.
So he's like me.
Business and a double distinction star in music.
So
double distinction star in music.
I think that
was made up for just Jake.
And I've seen the way he strums chords.
Yeah, he strums it like he's still in a wheelchair.
Yeah, like this one's a C chord.
Did you?
Are you involved in this podcast?
Not only that, and you still sat in this room with us. Yeah?
Shut up and you watch your silent football.
What's he done with that fucking music qualification, man? Absolutely fuck all.
Well, he moved to Leeds for a year.
Yeah, he did.
There's a great music scene here that I'm sure he got involved with.
Yeah.
Did some marketing from. Anyway, so next question. I know the answer of Razzie because I was in his year. Did you get into any fights?
Yes. 4 whole fights.
What were they over?
Kid called me Big Brown Clown.
Silly.
He had special needs, but like.
So you battered him.
I just
Which
punched
is
him.
mental because that sounds like your Insta name now.
Yeah, Brown Boulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
And special needs.
No, that's you.
Oh, sorry.
There was a kid who pushed me down the stairs. There was a kid who threw a full Coke can at my head, and there was a kid who got in a fight with another one of my mates, and then his friends got involved, so I got involved. So that's the 4.
Why you got to involve yourself like that, man? Mind your business.
Yeah, because guess what? I'm there for my boys. Unlike you, probably there watching
Just
from
like
a distance,
Dan.
like, go team, get him. You can do it.
Haha, your gay joke didn't land. Anyway, any fights?
A couple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What were they over?
I can't remember. Was it over a girl?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one. I remember one of them.
What?
Yeah.
A young man with the surname of Batty.
Yeah. I can't remember why.
I
Remind me.
think your bird had said something to someone, and the popular group didn't like it, so they sent Big Hard Man, and he just kicked fuck out of you.
Oh,
When I say
he-
kick fuck out of you, it was a decent fight, and
He
this
did not
lad was
kick
supposed
fuck
to
out of me at all.
This lad was supposed to be like an hard lad, one of the hardest in
Yeah, I had him in
and
fucking
Razzie
headlock and sorted him.
Razzie held his own.
Fucking hell, Raz, I can't picture you fighting. Like,
No,
'Cause I don't really fight.
No,
like,
it was forced upon him. You didn't want to.
I don't really fight.
You stay out of conflict. You hate conflict, don't you, man?
Yeah, I absolutely.
But if the
cannot stand
conflict
it.
comes around, man can
Yeah,
throw down.
you got to know how to like sort yourself out. I think everyone needs to get to a position in the life where if something comes to you, if someone starts on you, something like, you got to at least like stick up for yourself.
You heard that, Jake?
Hey, Jake stuck
Yeah.
up for me once in Stone Roses.
Shut up! This isn't your podcast.
So last fight I was in. So I'm a man who can take a punch, and I was at. Hey,
In the
fun
end.
fact. Please don't punch me. I was in Stone Roses. This was literally like maybe a year or two ago now.
Not even that, I don't think.
But we're in Stone Roses, and it's packed in there. If you've ever been in Stone Roses in Leeds, it's awful, but it's good.
I hate
it's
Can't stand it.
yeah, you know all you need to know because Dan hates it. It's really cramped. Like the dance floor is like it's just crammed full of people. If you're a female, I wouldn't go there personally.
Yeah, I second that.
And like yeah,
Is that because you only want to see boys there?
it's so. I wish the world wasn't like that, but like I'd just avoid it if I was a female.
Yeah, me too.
And
And I'd avoid it as male.
but you know, yeah, it's
Like,
it's like Marmite, all right. Anyway, so it's cramps to fuck, and like when we're near the bar, I think it's me, Rob, someone else, and Rach, and somebody just tries to get past me, and he's like, "Oh, can I get through there, mate?" And I just say to him, "You can certainly try." Just like
like
That does sound like you're offering him out.
no, like,
you can fucking try.
yeah, you can try, but obviously, like, look at the fucking state.
Did you say the word certainly?
I didn't say certainly.
I was gonna
no.
say that.
I've
I've
been listening to too much of you on fucking phone calls. Anyway, I said like you can try, and anyway, he just decided to punch me in my chest, and my immediate response was to go, "What are you doing?" And then he smacked me around face, and I was like,
Come
"What's
here,
going on?" and then immediately Jake comes over and just like tackles him to the floor, and I'm just there like, "What's going on?" And apparently Rob joins in after.
Well, no,
Once he's already
Rob
down.
looked at him and said he joined in.
and apparently Jake got him on the floor, like choking him out.
choking him out, man.
And his words to this man who had just punched me was, "I will fucking kill you." And it's so fucking funny.
And if you know Jake, he's the biggest, wettest, softest lad going.
It was the wickeds, the WKDs were going through his blood. He was
the
feeling
sugar.
Anyway, so
ready.
I haven't been back to Stone Roses since.
No.
So yeah, I'm partial to a fight that I don't really throw like punches in. It's quite fun, keeps me on my toes. Don't punch me.
Mary, ever get into a fight?
Well, I was a big emo, so
That's not the answer I wanted.
yeah,
She
but,
got bullied, is what she's saying.
yeah.
But getting bullied isn't getting into fights.
No, but I'm leading to that.
You were
So years
attacked.
7 and 8, yeah, like a couple. I won't call them fights.
Was
like
it by your brother?
Just random hitting each other. Just not a full thing, just
well,
a couple
like
of...
the girls.
Was it more of an attack than a fight?
Yeah, because they came up behind me and dragged me down by the back of my head.
It's,
I had
it's
no
always
chance.
the hairy girls, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Rob pulls hair in a fight. He's a fucking
But he's
fights
got
like
nothing else to work with. He's not any
true.
muscles. Like he's got a result.
He's got no muscles.
Imagine if he had literally none.
He's
just
not
bone
even
and
here.
skin.
He's getting dissed.
Getting dissed in his own home.
I'm lieutenant.
There you go.
But I slapped a boy around the face once, and he just like clocked me, like full on
Fucking
punched me
hell.
in the face.
Shouldn't have slapped him.
So yeah, I learned my lesson there.
Why'd you slap her around face?
Because he was getting in my mate's face, calling her a slag. So I was just like,
Mary was
"What?"
like,
Was she being a slag?
And then
Was
he
she a
just
slag?
gets, people had to hold him back from like battering me more. But I got to chill with the fit year 11s. I was in like year 8 or 9 at the time. They looked after me. They missed the PE lesson to look after me. So it
That's
was
strange
worth
you
it
should
in the
say
end.
that, because when you were in 8 or 9 at the time, we were in year 11. So
Dan, you should've-
where
you
should've-
where the
not
fit
told
year
me.
11s?
No,
it's how she
absolutely
definitely
not.
did not mention either of you.
Not any
Well,
of
it's not him because he got battered all the time.
Yeah, not any of us at school. Jesus Christ, we were.
So anyway,
God,
carry on.
We
You,
were nice.
you came and sat with me.
No, but they were like, you know,
She didn't.
the popular kids, but they were the nice popular kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
ones that have time for you, even though they're with everyone else.
Yeah, so it was kind of like worth it in the end. It was a nice little.
You're like, God, I've got to do this
Afternoon.
more often. Come and punch
I
me in
should
the
become
face.
popular.
Punch me in the face.
What about you, Dan?
Never any actual fights. I never engaged in fisticuffs. But I once tried to give a lad £2 to not fight me.
I've heard this. I have heard this story.
I thought I'd get it out there before anyone else tries to throw it in.
Right,
Oh my
so-
God.
so-
So-
tell Mary this
so-
story.
You know, Christopher. Oh, I can't even.
Do it again.
No. So there's a lad I went to primary school with who went to our high school. I hung around with him in primary school. He was a good mate of mine in primary. But then when we got to high school, he was a fucking nerd and I wasn't. Or I was less of a nerd, thank you.
There we go.
Okay.
That's the answer.
I was less of a nerd, sorry. He did karate and I knew he could fight. And like in the first year or two, we were hanging
If you'd
out.
have seen this person, you'd
know.
know how funny that
Yeah,
statement
but if you'd have
was.
seen me at that age, like I was a late bloomer, man. I was a right little chubber.
I know, we're still waiting.
Yep, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, one day like we were arguing over fuck all. I can't remember what it was, but we were just winding each other up. And I was gonna diss his sister. Now his sister has something wrong with her. I can't remember what it was.
The easy diss there, man.
I
You're just
can't
going
remember.
for anything.
She had something
I
wrong with
didn't
her.
even get my diss out. I just went, yeah, well, at least I ain't got a sister. And then I realised what I was saying, stopped myself, and he goes, fucking go on, say it. And he's like, and he just starts on me. And I was like, Chris, I'm not gonna fight you. He's like, I'm gonna fucking hit you. And I'm like, I've got this £2 coin on me, Chris. You can have it if you want, you know. Just don't hit me.
That's
Did it
so
work?
weird, man.
Yeah, I didn't get hit.
Oh,
£2
that's
was a
sick.
Did he
lot.
take the, did he take the 2
No, I
quid?
kept my £2. Fuck you, bitch.
So what? You got the 2 quid out. You said, oh, you can have this 2 quid if you
Yeah,
don't hit
well,
me.
yeah.
And he just didn't take it and didn't hit you.
Yeah.
But he knew in the back of his head that
Because
if he ever went to
it's
punch you, easy money.
It's because he didn't have many friends in that school. I was one of them. And in school, we were quite nobbedy, as Raz will tell you. We were knobheads to a lot of people. Like, we bullied our own
Yeah,
friends.
we were like a bit nerdy. We did all right in school, but we were also a bit nobody.
Yeah, we were like the
weren't
nerdy
we
bullies.
weren't popular by any stretch, but we were just we've always been funny.
Yeah.
We've always been hilarious.
Him funny
to
looking.
you,
Yeah.
to yourselves, no one else.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Just
like-
giggling in the corner. just
Excuse
like,
me. At least 200 people watched that last podcast, so 200 find us funny. Or
Everyone else isn't my target audience. I'm my target audience, and I
correct.
think I'm hilarious.
Yeah,
So
correct.
All right, I forgot what we're on about.
You were on about
You fighting.
fights. You said that's
you offered him £2.
Oh
and
yeah,
he didn't even
so
take
yeah,
it.
offered him £2 and didn't take it. So that was my first one. There were these twins called Bubbleheads. That like everyone took piss out of them, calling them Bubbleheads. And then I once
weird
took piss.
name.
I know, it's because they had massive bubble
Yeah, I
heads.
gathered. But what a weird diss.
And then there was a lad again who I went to primary school with who walked across a golf course one day, got his teeth smashed in by a golf ball, and like lost them. So I took piss out of him one day. Those two were his mate. Didn't like it. So on the way home, they just started on me and they just punched me. Both of them, just one punch, and that were it. And I think that's about all the fighting I did. Oh no, it wasn't in school, but a gypsy once punched me in the face.
Call them travellers now.
Yeah.
A traveller once punched me in the face. I don't care what they're called. They still punched me in the face, and it wasn't very nice of him. I had a black eye for weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
just don't get punched
Yeah.
next time.
That's about all my fighting. I'm a lover, not a fighter, baby.
You ever get jumped? Anyone else ever get jumped?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
a
got
couple of times.
those,
By
I,
the travellers.
I got jumped twice, and the main one I remember was we went to like the fair that came to like the little like village like once a year pretty much. And on the way back, I can't remember if it was my LG cookie or what I had at the
Oh,
time.
not the cookie.
But I was coming down and where the little like General Snicket, whatever you want to call it, is that
Ginnel.
leads I say Genel, but
Yeah, you say it wrong.
Genel. I say Genel.
Genel
No,
is
no,
bullshit.
It's
man.
No,
not, man.
I've heard this from other sources.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
say
Sheffield
Genel.
thing. They're all
I say
fucking weird and
Genel.
inbred.
But wait, do you mean? Are you saying Ginnel though? It's not
Yeah,
different.
it means
Yeah,
words.
it's
it means
still a
Ginnel,
G.
but he's pronouncing it Genel.
Listen,
It's a genuine thing. Apparently.
Listen, Dan can back me up because we had this conversation and I had other people.
Yeah. I've had this
come forward
conversation.
and
My
say-
mum's partner, he knows people who call it a Genel.
Anyway.
'Cause I'd said this to him. I was like, it's fucking weird. He calls it a Genel.
Trying to
It is
get
weird.
from the fair back to where my mums were, you have to go down this Ginnel. Is that
Thank
how
you.
it?
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Can you spell it
Genel
for us?
still, Genel. And there was always sometimes a group of like chavvy lads who like knocked around there. Depending what time of the day you were there, they'd either like just kind of mope about, or there'd be like loads of them just like fucking being dickheads.
Yeah.
And I was walking down, and I was like, if I just keep my head down, I've walked past them before. If I keep my head down, it'll be fine. And one of them like calls me out, and I look up, and next thing I know, like someone just from behind like grabs me like that, pushes me against the fence, and I was like, what's up? And they were like, give me what's in your pockets. So at the time, I was like, I haven't got anything in my pockets. And they're like, yeah, you have. And I was like, no, I haven't. I promise I haven't. So one of them like just went straight into my pockets, found my phone.
PS5.
No. Like I said, LG. Imagine that. Full fucking backpack. It's just in there.
Yeah.
But they took it out, and then instantly I got like sucker punched like twice because they were like, so that's for lying. And then they're like, you got any money? I was like, no. And they went, where you been? I went, the fair. And they went, well, if you've been in the fair, you've obviously had money. And I was like, no, I've used it all. I've
Yeah,
used
had
it all. And they were like, I don't believe you. So I got punched again. And then they just like fucking like pushed me to the floor, and then literally slowly walked off, like as if there was no
No threat whatsoever.
No threat whatsoever. They've just punched
This
it.
little buster.
I was like, 13? And I was like, so like, I can remember getting in. My mum was like, I've tried calling you. Where you been? And I was just like, I don't have my phone anymore. She's like, what do you mean you don't have your phone anymore? And I went, the guys who were in the Genel.
Shut up.
They took it, and they went, what do you mean they took it, Cam? What do you mean? And they're like, they punched me for it. And then my stepdad went like out to look for him. So I'm going to fucking knock him out. I was like, I just want my phone. And then next day I got like a new phone because my mum felt really bad for me. But like, there was that, and then I got jumped in town for being non-white, which I'd rather not relive, but that was not fun.
Oh, we don't have to
my
relive it.
God.
I'm not going to jump in.
No, you jump me all the time, Dan. When I came through the door, you went, hey, how you doing? But it
I
weren't.
didn't.
It just that one sucked because that one like I could hear.
The other one was pleasurable. I'll do that
I
again.
really enjoyed getting battered.
The other one wasn't as bad because they were like just a couple of sucker punches. It weren't like I didn't like wake up next day being like I really hurt and stuff. But the other one, like I can remember, I just didn't go to school for a week because I felt shit. Like my chest felt like it had been busting.
Fucking hell.
Other than that,
I've just remembered this one time. I'm gonna say his name because this one's a prick, and I've never liked him in my entire fucking life. But I can't remember his surname, so I'm not gonna say his full name. Adam. He was a knobhead. Not Adam. It was Adam.
Yeah, it was.
Adam.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, go on.
But him and that little rat-faced boy who went to your primary.
Yeah.
I can't remember the names now. But those two. I was walking home from school with this lad who I offered £2, and just because we were on the same route home, and we were walking down a Genel. This is going all over the place, this conversation. And yeah, they were just walking against us. And me and Chris were just like, didn't even say hello, just like looked at them, carried on walking. And they had 2 bottles in the hand that weren't full of liquid water. They were full of some weird yellowy water that they squirted all over us and then just walked away like Choc, like with no threat.
That same crowd, not that person, but like
People who knocked around with.
that group of people also like didn't jump me, but like literally outside my own fucking house. You know, like as you're walking from the bottom of the Cardinals through that Ginnel that's awful, like up towards where I used to live. Literally just smacked the shit out of me and like beat me down to the ground. Like outside my own fucking house.
It's mental. That
It's
shit.
mad, man.
Like, do you know what?
It is
like,
mad.
I don't know if it still knocks. Like that still happens.
Like
all
literally
the time.
for no fucking
But, like,
reason as well.
yeah,
But only because like
you
I
could
was
give
an
it-
easy target.
either-
Literally no fucking
It's
reason.
either you give someone a look or you're just walking on the same path and they're just like, yeah, fuck this guy, man.
I don't know
I'm
if it
doing
does happen anymore. Like, I look at my little brothers,
Yeah, 'cause-
and they barely leave the fucking house.
It's not just that. Like in our like where I'm from, like in Rotherham, like you used to see the same crowd for a couple of years. Like when they got older, and then the people who were still part of that crowd who were younger, just grown up, and then it just keep going, and then eventually at some point over the years, there's like none of that crowd now, and no one like that crowd in the area. So when like if I'm driving about or I'm at my mum's or something, you don't see that any type of that crowd anymore. I just think everyone either grew up finally and stopped just being dickheads, or it just became not cool to do that.
It's not cool to bully anymore. Like,
Which is a shame because that's pretty much all I do to my mates.
Yeah, like comedy wise,
If you bully someone in school now, you're literally going to get cancelled.
No.
yeah,
tweet about you, just like, oh my god, can you believe Raz today called Danny White a chin dribbling cunt?
If you talk some shit at school now, mate, your head teacher's going to cancel you on Twitter. I'm like,
So shit, right?
literally.
Crazy.
Absolute bunch of wetties. Next thing, because this one ain't the question. Tell us about your first crush / girlfriend or boyfriend, man.
Oh man, first crush.
Yeah, we'll start with Mary this time.
Yeah, Mary.
All right, I was like really, really weirdly obsessed. Yeah, I was really obsessed with him. He's a proper wanker, and I think that's why I was so obsessed with him. I ended up
still a typer.
yeah, I've not really grown much. So I was 13 and I ended up sending him nudes on MSN.
Oh no.
Oh, so you're a criminal as well.
Well, that's the thing, right? So the next week they were all over school. So I went to my teacher and told her, and then it was really serious, and like Mr. Patel took over the case, the IT guy.
Man, he went through some shit.
And
He went through some shit.
Mate,
that poor guy.
I took a picture of him going into girls' toilets on my phone, not my phone, on my camera once, and he caught me and he made me delete it.
I feel
He was
bad.
like, that could be used against me, delete
Yeah,
it. And I'm
I
like,
feel like all
okay.
you guys were just cunts. This one guy, bless him. He just
No,
wants to
I
come
made
in.
a wrap up about him.
Nah, but listen to this though, maybe you'll change your mind. So he takes over the case, and he's like, you've literally distributed child porn, and so has the guy because he sent it around. So he made me write up a full statement, and he was like, I need you to include everything from that MSN conversation. Obviously, if we're sending nudes, the conversation's a little bit,
risky.
Yeah. So I
Mind
wrote
you, at 14, how risky can it be?
13.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you still are. Like,
Yeah,
you're still
but it
saying,
won't,
like,
Yeah, but you're going to say silly stuff.
not necessarily. When you send
not
in
gonna be-
news, you're not going to say, ha ha ha, ruffle.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, you're not gonna
at
send
the chefs.
like in depth, in detail,
No,
like
but, like-
proper
No, but
sexting.
it was
You're gonna
led-
be like, I want to lick your lady.
I want to lick your lady.
Look,
Nah.
it's 13. I'm being
No, but
PG.
That's
like-
why I didn't have a girlfriend.
yeah, I was going to say, Dan, we can see there was a
Did have a
difference.
girlfriend.
What?
Did have a
Yeah,
girlfriend.
his right hand, mate. Come on, man.
You?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. She went to a
Year
different school and a
Year
different
7
town.
bitch was mine.
Nah,
I don't call her the Year 7 bitch. I was calling him a bitch.
Weird.
Calling him a bitch.
Right, let Mary finish quickly before we get on to the next thing of Dan
I'm
having a
trying.
girlfriend, apparently.
Raz keeps interrupting.
Right, so I wrote down this statement, and he's like, you need to go home tonight and tell your mum, otherwise I'm telling her tomorrow. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm sat downstairs with my mum on a night watching films, waiting for my dad to go to bed so I could tell her.
So you don't kick fuck at you.
He wouldn't have kicked fuck out of me. It would have just been awkward and embarrassing.
Take it out on Rob.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
No, I wasn't. Rob's a favourite child. Rob could do no wrong.
Yeah, and so I told her, she was pissed off.
Hold
Went
on.
back to
He didn't
school.
take that statement home, did he?
Well, I'll tell you what he did with it.
Put it on
He
Reddit.
fucking rang my mum the next day to confirm that I told her. And then he proceeds to read out the whole fucking MSN statement. It was the most
And your dad goes,
embarrassing thing.
and then what happens? we'll make something up. That's Ricky Gervais, not me, by the way.
But like after that, every night when I'd go up to bed, she'd be like, you be sensible on that laptop. For like 3 years.
You're lucky you allowed the laptop still, because I could imagine there definitely would have been a conversation between your mum and dad just being like, I'm not sure we should let her back on that.
I don't think he ever knew. I don't think he ever
Really?
knew. Yeah,
I think
we
all
never-
parents secretly know.
I think like, put it this way, like with my brother, so Kai, who you know, when he was like getting to that teenage area where he's going online and stuff like that, as a kid who's been there, you know when you're like door closed like that,
Not your brother.
headphones on and stuff like that, and you're about to come to the room, get out, and you're like, well, I take it he's doing something he doesn't want other people to see, things like that. So when he used to go on his phone and stuff like that, he was like, he'd be like, I just need to go on Snapchat quickly, and then he got a message or something, and I was like, why don't you open it? He was like, oh, open it upstairs in my room, and I went, he's probably getting nudes. I was like, let him go upstairs, mum. Let him.
Our generation had it hard. We didn't have the ability to get nudes on your phone just like that.
No, do you not
No,
remember?
but even so, with Snapchat, like the risk is still there because like what's stopping someone from screenshotting it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get a notification, but it's like, oh great, so now I know someone's fucking got it.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? That's 3 days away's problem. You know.
So was that? Sorry, we were talking about crushes, and it's now got into just fucking.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well, that was my crush. He was a wanker.
He was a wanker.
And,
You sent him that, and then it all
yeah.
went tits up.
But you know what's really funny? I was like obsessed with him for years, and now I can't stand him.
But
But
now
he
he's-
keeps being in my DMs, and I
Do you
just
remember?
keep
Do you remember
him.
when I shared your news around? It's
Ain't
like,
it, like, vibing.
Do you reckon he
Sexy.
subscribes to OnlyFans?
Yeah,
He
he's
Yeah.
mad.
messaged me about it. Yeah,
Mary's pulled
I
the old
reckon.
Uno reverse. Like,
look at me now. Look at me now. Crazy. What about you, Dan? With your
Me, year 7, she was called Danielle. Yep, thank you. She
got type.
we went to Malham for a date. Yep. If you know anything about Malham, it's where some people died because the tide came in too fast.
Great.
Yep.
Malham.
I didn't know
Could
that.
it could
Is
have
it-
been
am
you?
I thinking of Malham?
Malham is like Malham Cove.
I know.
There's
Yeah, yeah.
literally dead centre of the fucking.
Well, name some other seaside places that are shit.
Skegness.
No.
Cleethorpes.
Shit.
Hull.
No.
Malton.
What?
Malton.
It could be that.
Malton.
It's
yeah.
it's the one where it's got one of those towers with big disc on top.
Blackpool.
No, it's not that. Anyway, it doesn't matter where it was. It was just shit. But yeah, she was a proper nerd, like big old glasses and everything, like the proper
Dexter's
bottom set
laboratory,
kind of nerd,
yeah.
like not a smart nerd. So I was a bit embarrassed. So we were. I wouldn't hold her hand anywhere. I wouldn't really do anything with her in front of my mates at school. And the first time I kissed her was on my sofa with her friend on the other sofa, and I'd put a pillow up in front of us.
God.
Because I didn't want.
Fucking
Wow.
frigid,
Yeah.
Poor
man.
girl. Imagine
Yeah.
the esteem issues
Do
you
you,
gave
do you know?
her
Do you
from
know?
that.
Do you know what's mental? I like
Yeah,
to think
she'll-
I like to think that in her head she thought, "This is great. We're having such a lovely time." The whole time, Dan's like, "I can't be seen with this girl."
No, it
man.
won't. We won't
Can't
because
be
it was.
seen holding her hand.
It
man.
wasn't because like there was anything bad to look at. It was just I don't know. There was
Social
just some
status.
embarrassment
He was
from
like,
me for
"God,
some unknown
if I
reason.
go out with a nerd, people are gonna think I'm a nerd, and I am a nerd, and I don't want them to know."
and it backfired. I figured it out, and I never went back popular again. No, but that was nothing exciting then.
So that was like your first crush, or like your first relationship.
first girlfriend, my first crush. Like
Yeah, I
don't
can't-
know.
I was gonna
I'm
say-
a slut. Like I fucking fancy everyone,
Okay,
not you.
talking to you.
You
Then.
you fancy those C cups, man? What is that?
GCSEs, baby.
Shit, what your mama gave you.
What about you, Raz? What was your either first crush or
Can I
first
just
love?
interject?
What?
Jockey, this is my fucking podcast. I'm the host.
No.
I will ask
I
the
like it,
questions.
man.
you-
He's showing initiative.
Yeah,
man.
you know what?
Take
man?
your initiative and fuck off elsewhere with
Shove
it.
it up your ass, sunshine. Come on.
Anyway,
My
Yes.
first crush / girlfriend was like the most boring shit in the world. So we used to sit in English together. Like literally a seating plan defined this relationship. So thanks, Mr. Wilcock. I really appreciate you. But she like back then my thought was like, oh, I fucking pulled a cocker here. Like let's
cocker?
yeah.
a word I've never heard you say.
Old man brain.
I'm
I
realising
pulled a cocker here.
I'm realising that I'm remembering back to year 7, so I'm gonna watch my fucking language.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
right.
back when you fancied a kid.
I mean, I was literally in year 7, so I
Still fancied a kid.
And she was in nursery.
Shit, you got me. So it was all based around like we used to sit together in English. So like once or twice, maybe a week. It was like, oh, sick, like date time.
Date time. And she's there thinking, oh, fuck's sake,
Yeah.
I've got to sit next to this
Yeah.
smelly
She's there
bastard.
like,
again.
shit, I forgot a pen.
And
I'm
she
gonna
used to
have ask
think
him.
like she must have thought like I was a bad boy because I always got kept.
She
I
definitely
what
did
world?
not.
No, seriously. Because I always used to like get kept behind after English. Like Mr. Wilcock was always like, Ryan, can you come here?
Ryan, you need some
And you know
help.
what? You know what this guy used to do? I used to have an Engage phone. And
Not in
he-
primary school, you didn't.
No, in high school.
Secondary school.
In year 7, and he literally used to keep him behind so he could play, so he could have a little blast of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on my Engage phone. And I'm not even fucking kidding you. Anyway, it was
Engage.
purely like literally nothing fucking went on. Didn't even kiss the girl. But I used to text her and
like your birds now,
say love you at the end of it, and I had fucking no idea what the fuck I was doing. But she said she liked my smile and my dimples, so
God, she lied.
she's also
Didn't
fucking
she?
lying.
She is. No one likes that smile.
Yeah.
Even after $3,000 worth of work.
Yeah.
Choc?
Yes.
Anyone from your love life?
Crush. I can't remember like my first crush.
Well, that's what I'm after.
No, but I can remember like my first like relationship.
Oh, go for
and,
that one.
like, yeah, so I met this girl on holiday called Darcy. It turns out she lived like in the village over called Whiston. And I was like, oh, crazy. I live in Swallownest. It's like just round the corner, blah, blah, blah. She went, oh, yeah, do you have Facebook? And I went, yeah, I have Facebook. And I added on Facebook, spent like that week of holiday, like every couple of days.
How old were you?
13.
13.
Yeah. So then I sent her, was it like a poke on Facebook? And she poked back. And then for like 2 weeks, it was just everyday poking. And I was like, oh, she likes me.
I will win the poke war.
Yeah. she likes me. Tee. And I can remember like sending her a message being like, oh, I'm going to go to Meadowhall tomorrow. Do you want to come with me maybe? And we'll go to cinema.
To
Like,
do what? Oh, go
listen,
cinema.
yeah.
At least he's going on a date
Yeah,
rather than just
so-
going to lesson and calling it a date.
she was like, yeah, cool. I'll let you know. Here's my number if you want to message me. And I was like, cool. So I'm telling my mum, I'm like, Mum, I need 40p for the bus. She's like, why? Where are you going? I'm going Meadowhall.
Just give the fucking lad 40p, mum.
She was like, who with? And I'm like, stop asking questions. I'm going with someone. And she's like, are you going with a girl? Yeah.
She just burst out laughing.
I'll drive you if you want. I was like, no, it's all right. It's cool if I just get the bus. She went, all right, but you can't
My
be
little
out.
brothers need to learn off
She was
you.
like, you can't be out past 9 o'clock. And I was like, okay. So I went to Meadowhall. She shows up. Go to see some shit in the cinema. Can't
Cloud
remember
with a chance of meatballs too.
No, this I was young, so I don't know what was going on in fucking films that time. And after, I can remember being like, "Oh, this was really nice. It's a shame you don't go to my school. I'd like you to meet my friends and stuff." She went, "Why do you want me to meet your friends?" And I was like, "So I could like, I don't know, maybe like ask you out and then like show you off to them and stuff." She went, "Ask me out? What, you want to go out with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she went, "I don't know, I'll have to think about it."
Oh no.
And then she went back, and I can remember just being like, "Oh, she doesn't like me. Oh, it's end of." And then literally 2 weeks later, she was, "Oh, do you want to come down to where Whiston Park is and we can meet up?" Met her, and then she was like, asked me that question again. Like, which one?
What's for
Like,
tea?
What are you doing after
what bus
school?
are you getting? So what you know about asking me out, and I was like, "Would you be my girlfriend?" She went, "Yeah, I think I will." And I was like, "Yeah!" Like doing the stupid shit where you run around the fucking like park and stuff. Go, "Yeah!" And I
Oh
was
my
so
god,
happy.
you're literally like the real life in-betweeners style. Like, yeah.
Oh, you don't still do that?
Carly,
Carly.
you will be my girlfriend.
Yeah, it was whatever. And then, like I said, I was buzzing, and then I also then may or may have not lost a certain thing you lose at a certain age, not that early, with that person as well.
Do you mean your virginity shot?
Yeah.
You can say it. It's not a bad
Yeah,
word.
but it's just bad coming out of your own mouth.
So the YouTube thing, we're so far into it now that you can say piss,
Oh, no,
fuck,
it's not
or bugger,
no,
whatever you want, man.
I know that.
Not piss, fuck, or bugger. Gee, I've been waiting to say those.
Oh, bugger.
But yeah, that was like my first proper like relationship thing, and I was like proper little smitten cunt with it, being like, "Yeah, guys, I've shown you my girlfriend," showing her off all the time and stuff like that.
How long did that last?
Like 6-7 months, and then
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
six,
Yeah.
6-7 months, and then I like when we split up, I like cried my fucking eyes out.
Mine was like a week.
That was like, because it was like, for me, like I'd never before that I'd like kissed a girl and stuff, but I'd never been in like a proper relationship or anything like that. And at 13, I think in my head I was like, it's when you're with someone, it's a proper relationship. It's not just like a random fling of a week or two. So then after her, the person I dated for like 2 weeks. And then after that, it was like another 2 weeks. And then after that, it was like a couple more. Yeah. Learn my lesson.
And now Hannah's on her 8th week.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck me, man. Well, that was me.
Very good. So moving on to the next bit, because we're smashing this. We've done like 40 minutes. What is the worst or the funniest reason that you got sent out of class? We'll start with Raz.
I literally
Did you-
never got sent out.
You are
Surely
such
once.
a fucking pussy.
Surely
I would just, you know what?
laughing too loud.
Other kids can learn from this. Just shut your fucking gob and everything will be all right.
Yeah, but it's hard when you're funny.
Right, well-
It's hard when you're funny, man. You just really got
guess
to
what?
play.
I'm hilarious and always have been.
Yeah,
but
but-
guess what? I can shut my fucking
Yeah, but
mouth.
if you don't want to share your material and keep it for yourself, that's fine. But I were ready to fucking do anything.
I'll give you an extra so you've at least got something to chat about, you boring bastard.
I barely got like a written comment or like a note or whatever, man.
God, goody
Okay
two-shoes.
then. Worst or funniest reason that somebody else got sent out of the class that you found the funny.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I did get sent out of class
It's
once.
too late.
No, sorry, I did.
Too late. If you start talking, I'm going to shut your mic
I
up.
started a fight because he was throwing stuff at me. There's
What did he throw at you?
I think it was like bits of chewing gum or some shit.
What year was this?
Yeah, I want to say like year 9.
Yeah,
maybe.
checks out. You got bullied a lot then.
Oh, when did it start and end? Year 7 to 11, was it by any chance?
I'd say it's year 7 until 2 years ago.
yeah. I started a fight and I just like threw myself at him, and I remember like being like got took out the class.
In my head, it's lovingly.
I know.
Like, I literally like I ran and jumped at him and like tried to do like a flying punch thing, but it didn't work out.
Like that?
And yeah, I don't know what the fuck was running through my head, man. I was like year 9, and
That is funny.
I remember like he was a little shit. This kid, like every fucking teacher hated him. Almost everyone did. And I remember Mr. Little pulled me into like this other bit in the IT corridor or whatever, and he was like, "Did you at least hit him?" And I was like, "Not really." And he was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So he was like begging for me.
Who
Like,
was
"Oh,
he? The lad?
had a rather known for having quite a rather large chin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Yeah, Mary.
He
yeah.
was,
I knew who that was.
He once, I
Chin.
He was
once
a dick,
stopped a door.
In isolation, not literal, but like if it was just me and him, he'd be so sound. But as soon as the other crowds around him, immediately turns.
Yeah.
Such a prick.
I remember him coming out of maths once, and because I was holding the door, like stopping one of my mates getting through, he didn't like it. So because he was a rugby player, barged through the fucking door and then pushed me behind it and started slamming the door into me.
Ooh.
Nice lad.
Lovely lad.
I'm sure
Lovely.
he's all right now, man. But yeah.
Choc, why'd you get sent out of class?
The funniest reason I got sent out of class was probably we had a teacher, science teacher called Mr. Burns, and he had a lisp.
Oh, that's
He had
unfortunate.
a lisp, and when he spoke to you, he used to like spit and
What
shit
kind
like
of
that.
Oh,
lisp?
we had one of those.
Was it a th or a sh?
So it's a that way, thoways, and that like that. And whenever he got
Hold on.
angry, he would just spit. So you'd point it out, and it would make him more angry. So he'd shout more, and he'd spit. And we found out that you could go on his if you had to step out of lesson and stuff. If you went on his computer that was connected to the smart board, you could then get the remote, freeze the thing so you can't change what's on the
Yeah,
screen. And once I just took we put some shit on. I think it was like I don't know, some fucking it was like one man, one jar, some shit like that. And we
Didn't think
took
it'd be that, but okay.
we took the remote, and I was the cunt who had the remote, and I dropped out the window of the science class. So
As you do.
you couldn't change the thing.
Genius.
And he,
Fucking
and he
knobhead.
he comes in the exact
That
moment.
probably cost a fair
Yeah,
bit of
he
money.
comes in the exact moment, and he's just going ballistic, man. But everyone's laughing because you got one man, one jar on. You've got him screaming, like that. It's going crazy. I'm giggling, and he's just fucking going ape shit, man. And I was so unbothered because he was just a fucking annoying cunt. And I was like, this is funny. So I'm proper acting up for the thing. I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't do anything. I was like, where's the evidence? I ain't got it. Really playing up, getting the extra laughs. You're having a good time. So I get thrown out, and he's screaming at the rest of the class, like, once I'm out, saying, like, this is unacceptable, and you shouldn't let students do that, blah, blah, blah. The whole time, I'm just outside with my Timberland boots, just slinging
nice, man.
slinging him against the fucking glass window of the door to get everyone's attention. Then he comes and he goes, leave, like that. And I just fucking,
Problem is, like,
just fucking wouldn't go,
if
man.
you're a teacher, as soon as you've raised your voice, you've already lost.
And what doesn't help is the spit with the lisp. So
Yeah.
everything
can't
you
win.
say, because I think like for when you're a kid, you have no fucking like what word am I looking for here?
Filter.
Not filter, but it's like everything's funny. Like nothing's hot. Like if there's a kid in a wheelchair and you get pushed down the stairs, as a kid, you're just laughing to shit. As an adult, you might go like, oh shit, like that's really
It
bad.
depends on the context for me.
If it was funny, if it's funny, as a kid, you're just laughing at everything.
If they got up afterwards, I'm like, hey.
So like if
I'd
if I meet someone now who's got a lisp, I don't go like ha 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 whatever. I go like, all right, they've got a lisp, whatever. It's not an issue.
Probably best not to mention it, not to the face. You've got a list. All right, okay.
But I mean, like in my head, it's like over time you learn just how to view everyone as kind of equal and shit like that. As a kid, everyone gets it the same. So this teacher, Mr. Burns, screaming and all the spit and everything, it's just so funny. Yeah. So you just laughing your ass off. Every joke is about it. When he asks you a question, you just giving shit back. And I can remember after that, I had to stay behind at the end of school for like an hour while I had to like mark work and shit like that. And he called my mum and stepdad in to like have a meeting. And he was saying all this weird shit like, I just want Cameron to like me and blah, blah, blah. I want us to get along and not have to, all this.
You should
and
message me on MSN.
No, listen. And he put his hand like on my shoulder like that. I'm like, fucking fair play to my stepdad. He like just removed it and was like, he is here to learn. You are his teacher. You're not here to be friends. Like, I don't appreciate the way you're treating my stepson like that. It's like, stop being weird. Do it professionally. If he's acting up, send him out and sing it. Do not fucking like. And then my stepdad and him had like a little back and forth where it was like, I think you're just a really shit teacher. And he was like, what would you know about education and all this shit?
I think with a name like Mr. Burns,
the thing is, he didn't even look like Burns.
Yeah, I know, but like, you're not going to get respect with a name like that. Like, create yourself like a fake name. Like, just go by something else. Yeah. Something that's like Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Like you're not. But you're not gonna get like any little snarky fucking comments from any kids. Like, I'll tell you what, if your name is Mr. or Mrs. Hardcock, please don't go into teaching. You are making your own misery.
Or
like,
Cockerfella, that's a good one.
Yeah, like I'll tell you what, here's something we never do. Leave a comment with like your funniest teacher's name, because like everyone had them. Like,
I wanted to avoid all that
Skidmore.
shit.
Yeah,
remember him?
Yeah, Mr. Skidmore, like respectable fella, but like unfortunate.
That's
name.
only just dawned on me.
Yeah,
that's fucking great.
What didn't help the Mr. Burns thing is eventually he left our school and went to
work at a nuclear power plant.
No, he went to Peaks College and then to Norton College, and I went to Norton College, and I had to go to Peaks College to get the shuttle bus to Norton. So sometimes I see him on the way. And be like, Burnsy! And he just
loved it.
Yeah, hated it, right? And then he
couldn't get enough of it.
But then he, like I said, he moved from Crystal.
That's my friend.
he moved from Crystal Peaks to Norton, and his classroom of science that he was teaching was round the corner from the Performing Arts Hall. So if I saw him, I'd just be like, Mr. Burns, like that. And he'd be like, I'm sick of seeing you wherever I go and stuff like that. Just still the same level of fucking stupidity.
So you bullied a teacher?
Yeah, but it's funny. It was funny, man. True. You just have to be there. If you knew him,
I've got a teacher friend who's like, some of the kids are really mean to me, and I'm like, oh, that's awful. Why would they do that? And then my other friends going and fucking bullying teachers.
He was just like, he was the only teacher at that whole school that I genuinely was like, man, this guy could have the worst thing happen to him in his life, and I'd still laugh at him. I just did not care for the guy. He just was a bit of a fucking prat. Yeah. Like, not even just like a strict teacher, just comical in every way that you couldn't not laugh at him.
Yeah, all he's trying to do is teach you. Fuck that guy.
I'm on his side.
Mary, what do you get kicked out for?
I rarely did, but one time I did was in France. French.
Oh, France.
Get out!
What did you get kicked out of France for?
Got kicked out of French because, have you seen that episode of Simpsons where Homer is on the floor and he's doing like the
in the circle.
So I
literally watched it the other day.
It's great, isn't it? So I was on the floor doing that, and you're moving your legs.
Yeah.
And I clipped my French teacher.
Which one?
On the one who. What do you mean? Which one?
There's like 3 of them.
Hers that she had at the time.
Miss LaPlatte.
Oh, LaPlatte.
She was lovely.
Yeah. Wait, was she the short older one?
She was the actual French
the proper
one.
French woman.
You can tell by the name LaPlatte.
No, the one with the dark hair was a proper
that's
French woman.
Stephanie. That's not Miss LaPlatte. Miss LaPlatte was a bitch. Stephanie was really nice.
Who's the short dumpy one? who's in the classroom to the left as you're walking in. Like you got the three at the back, aren't you? One in middle, one there.
Was it Miss Hegarty?
That's the one.
She was a fucking bitch.
Funny. There's two for me. One of them
Anyway,
is the reason.
Hold on, you got sent out just for
sorry,
doing
yeah.
the jump.
I didn't
So I
realise.
was kind of finished, but yeah,
Have you?
like I was doing the 360 on the floor. She was like somewhere near me,
You
and
clipped
I
her.
clipped her. So she said I kicked her. But
She
I obviously
fucking-
didn't kick her.
did
I
she
was just
deck
doing
her?
the Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Did I what?
Did she deck it?
No, she just sent me out.
She just sent you out. She
Trying to
looked
look-
at you on the floor
She
and went,
sent
"Get
me
the
out,
fuck
and then she was like, "Go join the other class that was going on at the same time," and it was all my mates. So I went in there and had a laugh.
Oh, what up, brother? Good to see
I
you.
tell you what, I'll never forget seeing Bridie get sent into our class, and Bridie was like he was like popular-ish, but he was quite good. Like he never did aught wrong, but just seeing him come into our science lesson with a big smug
You never shared
shit-eating
English,
grin on his fucking face, like everyone's just like, "What's Bridie been sent out for?" Like it was just so funny because it's like so fucking
Mate,
funny.
He used to get sent out of English all the time.
Did he?
We were second set, him and me, and he used to come in sweaty as fuck after playing rugby all lunch, and then he'd just be so boisterous and like how he is now, but a child. And he's just like, you couldn't shut him up as soon as he got going. And he'd find everything funny, he'd try wind everyone up, and he'd do stuff on purpose like he does now. He's tried to stir the pot.
Wow.
And he used to
making sense.
get sent out loads for farting.
Oh my god!
Like, because you're on those plastic chairs where the noise is not hidden. He just make it like do big uns. And then he'd be looking around like laughing at himself, finding himself hilarious.
You got him,
Teacher
man.
immediately knows who it was. He's like, right, Matthew, get out. Like, what? Why? It's like half the classroom's moved out of his way.
God. Remember Ollie getting sent out for breathing?
That was one of my things, yeah. Ollie, a lad from our year. God, I hope I didn't watch this.
Big guy.
We used to say he was like Don Vito.
Yeah, Ollie.
Yeah. Not because... Fucking hell, Mary.
God, this is so funny.
So yes, Oliver. He we used to say he reacted like Don Vito from Viva La Bam, and this one time he was just being himself because he was just a knobhead at times, and he was sat with his bird, and someone were saying something. I can't remember how it started, but he was told to shut up, and he just started breathing dead loud to make a point that he's not making any noise, he's just breathing. So he got sent out of the room for it, and he's like, "Oh, you sent me out of the room for breathing, goddammit!" And it's just like, all I do is breathing. And it's like that. Like,
There was a big thing in our school, particularly in our class or like in our year, within certain sets, classes or whatever, where like the thing would be to like really overreact to something like that. So like he got sent out the class for breathing, and what he'd do, what would be the tradition to do would be to like slam on the table like really hard and just like just so obnoxiously loud.
everyone stop and look at me.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
And then he'd like,
Why are you sending me out for breathe? Oh, shut up, mate. Just shut up.
kick the stool behind him, so that's clanging about, making a big slow stride, leaving the room, slammed door behind him.
Yeah, but you know what? If it weren't for people like that, school would have been boring.
Yeah.
I had
all
like
ended
a
up like
couple.
Raz.
Yeah, I had a couple of like class clowns that were like that. That just made that hour for whatever lesson go by so much quicker.
Yeah.
You know, when half of it is just mainly like, right, you need to pack it in now and stuff like that, and just doing some dumb
piss
shit.
off.
Yeah, and just in your head, you're just like, yeah, just keep another 5 minutes, man. Another 5 minutes, and then it's 15 minutes to the end. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck learning about of mice and men today.
So, I think we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Were any of you bullied?
No, I thought that was really cool.
Year
It's a fucking
seven.
lie.
Year
I was
seven.
I was a fucking G.
Year
man.
7. The
You had a boy better know bag and got bullied for it. You weren't a
Right.
G.
Right. Here's the thing about school. I was,
Uncool.
but I was cool. Like,
fucking
till like
won't.
10 years later, I would have been cool because like I fucking had a boy better know bag in fucking like year 7. So what year was that?
2000. Was it 2000? 2003?
Yeah,
Two?
so,
Something
no,
like that.
no, some shit like that, man. 2005-ish, I had a fucking boy better know bag, and I remember one of the kids saying like, "Boy better know what," And then you fast forward like 10 years time.
He's fucking done you though.
And like he's literally listening to like fucking JME.
Yeah,
and
but-
it's like, what the fuck?
But
Like, I was just so ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
If you watch Channel U, you know what I'm fucking on about,
Yeah,
man.
but the problem is, it's all about what's relevant to them at the time,
Yeah.
and that's it. You got
And I was a
So-
white, pasty ginger boy.
You
So I
still
didn't
are.
help myself. And that's why I got braces now, because I couldn't be fat, white, ginger as fuck,
Thank God I'm only one of those.
spots. And I couldn't add braces to that list.
Yeah,
so now,
So now you've sorted only the teeth out.
yeah.
Yeah, so you
bullied.
definitely got bullied though.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of it, like, I get it. Yeah, I'd have bullied me too. Like, I
Yeah,
get it.
I saw you.
Easy target, you know what I mean?
Choc?
I got bullied by one guy in year 7, and it's the guy who pushed me down the stairs. Then I had the fight with him, and then he didn't bully me anymore. And then no one bullied me, so I was fine. I think what helped for me is I went from being at primary school just a full on fucking like nerdy fat kid to then just getting on with like everyone. So all the naughty kids, always sound with them, always fucking chilled with them. All the fucking like bang average people who just like kind of stayed out of everyone's way but weren't necessarily nerdy or anything, got on with them. The nerdy kids, knew half of them already from like primary school and shit. People like the druggies and stuff ended up knocking around with like them a bit more late in the
It's mad that your school had druggies. I don't remember
Yeah,
anyone in our school doing drugs.
Yeah,
No, they did. They did.
where our school were. The field.
I floated around. Man. I floated around. Anyone please be my friends?
Yeah, the field
I'll do a
is
drug.
behind one of the sports halls. It was one of those where it's like kind of like just scaffolding put up with just like a weird tarp all around it.
Yeah.
It's one of them. But around there, you just go there to have your cigs and stuff like that, and people would just bring shit in and stuff like that. But I got on like with everyone, and I always made it apparent to like invite every type of group of friend out. I wouldn't ever be like, I'm just out with the popular guys, so I'm just inviting the popular people out. I'd be like, oh, I'm out with them.
Then you wouldn't invite yourself, would you? So?
I'm gonna shut up. I was like, I'm gonna invite like my mate who's not necessarily not popular, but also not fucking like nerdy and shit. But I invite my mate who's a bit nerdy and stuff like that, and try and bring them all out. And a lot of the time, everyone just kind of got along. It's only like occasionally you have like someone who was so out of place with this group of people that everyone would just like in unison just kind of just be like, what the fuck are they doing, man?
This is something I've picked up on. You just naturally bring people together.
Yeah, I've always made it a thing in life to
I've made so many mates through you.
to just
Probably more so than any other friend I've got.
yeah, thanks, man. But I always feel like it's better to give anyone your time of day than just not for the sake of it. Like if you know what I mean, like you could have a mate that you were friends with in school that you don't talk to anymore and stuff like that, but then you bump into a night out. Turns out now you've both got loads in common and stuff like that, and they say, oh, we should go for a pint sometime. Go for a pint with them. You know, if you've got the time, might as well. There's nothing.
And just
stopping
bring
you.
a little like Lucozade bottle full of yellow liquid, and then just at the end of the night, how do you like it?
Got you back.
You're fucking 30, you bastard. Come on.
But yeah, I just
No, he's not.
I'm not, yeah. I've still got those 4 years left. I was
Are you
gonna
that
say
old? Are you 26 now?
in May, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I've known you guys for 5 years.
Yeah.
Just think about
mad.
that.
Bit of fucking right.
I'm not getting those 5 years back.
Well, you reap what you sow, eh?
Were you bullied?
Yeah, but only between
emo
years
years.
7 and 8, and then I kind of did a bit of a
Then she went,
360.
Raz, give me that boy better now. Give me that. Shows up like, what are we saying, guys? What are we saying?
I had an Avenged Sevenfold bag.
Were you
can
called the
imagine how that
mosher?
went down.
Did you get told like, oh, look at Mary the mosh tot, the
Mish
little
Oh, I
mosher?
got called like horrible names,
I
but
never went into.
it shapes you. Like looking back, I'm glad it happened because
Is that when?
like I'm not a dickhead now. What?
Fuck.
I'm not going to
Don't
say.
lie. No, but it's weird to see that you were like from year 7 to 8, you were a completely different person to who you are now, to like how it's changed. You are nothing like that, you'd say, wouldn't you?
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, sorry, I'm interjecting on your own thing.
Fine.
If you go from the age of 18 until like 2 years ago, she was completely different then. She was an absolute knobhead. Like, and now she's fucking sound.
Sorry.
Go on, Mary, have him.
No, I
Not like all the time, just when you were pissed.
Yeah,
But I was that guy as well.
That's nice to see.
But
him,
but you are both still knobheads when you're pissed.
Nah.
Yeah, when I'm pissed, I can sometimes be a knobhead, but who can't? No one's perfect.
I'm not knobhead when I'm pissed.
To be honest, Rise, you're
Yeah,
always
you're
the
not.
same.
You're actually not.
I'm just always the same.
He's a good
Yeah,
lad.
always the same. Just
Bit,
always
bit louder when I'm
drunk.
drunk, a bit more
Yeah.
shouty.
It's a bit more on for
bit-
dancing around a tent. I
Yeah.
would say.
Boisterous, shall we say?
Just everything's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything gets a little bit funnier when you drink.
And,
And it is those rules as well. It's always funny when it's not you,
Yeah.
and it's either all okay or not. None of it's okay. They're the,
Yeah.
they're the rules.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's you got to live by it. Otherwise, you end up getting bullied
Yep.
by your own mates.
And even if you do live by it, then guess what? It's going to be your turn.
Yeah.
When it's not, it's funny when it's not you. But when
Exactly.
but when it is you, yeah.
You got to remember how
Play
much
the cards you dealt. Yeah.
how much hatred you've got in that very second for all that shit you're getting, all
You've
the
gotta get the
disses and
Uno.
all the banter that's aimed at you, not with you, at
Guess-
you.
You
Guess
gotta
what?
have the Uno
In
reverse
10 minutes'
card
time, it's
at
going
the
to
ready.
switch over to someone else.
Worst
and
case
you going
scenario,
hard.
give it an hour. You're going to be laughing really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might seem toxic, but it works. We're still here
Yeah.
all these years later.
I think you have to bully your friends to be
Yeah.
like actual best
Innit?
mates. I
Otherwise
think
you're not
if
mates.
everyone's always been like, oh, they're just so wonderful and they're so great and stuff like that. It's like,
I mean, there
what
are
you
people
hiding?
out there who are genuinely.
but I don't
want
wanna be their
nice
mates.
people.
I don't
Yeah, but
wanna be their
that- then don't they? Don't want to be yours.
Yeah, good.
Plus, like, you're not dissing people like
It's
on
family innit,
genuine
and
things.
best mates. Yeah,
Like,
it's the same shit that everyone in that group is gonna diss someone else.
Yeah.
Away. It's like no one's like shielded from, like, if someone makes a diss at someone's mum, but then someone says that same diss to someone else, and we're just, oh, you can't say that to so and so. It's
I
like,
hate that.
nah, you
Yeah.
can. We've just done it to one
Yeah.
fucker. We can do it to the next fucker. You can't. It's like
Not Fiona.
it's all with love.
his eyes went straight over.
Sorry, mate.
Tell your mum I'll message her later, mate.
What industries is she actually in?
Brazzers.
Talk about
Gangbang.
Jake.
Because she has two absolute. She's titan of industry. Absolute titans
They are
of
big.
industry.
Big old mummy milkers.
Aye. Shut up, Jake. It's not your podcast.
Anyway, Dan, did you get bullied?
In school, not not
£2?
really though. It wasn't
£2 not to
like a
bully me?
proper bullying where it's like someone would dig at you to really hurt you.
Started like an organised crime shindig. Like,
It's like, Dan, we need the £2 today. I haven't got it today. So you're going to get bullied hard.
like Jimbo Jones fucking fucking up. Give us your lunch money.
Dan finished
fuck's
school.
that?
It's like,
That's what he sounds
he's
like.
like, oh, we're gonna go to the shop to get a pick a mix after. He's like, whoa, Dan, where you going? We're gonna go to the shop. Where's my £2? I've only got this one £2 for me. Sorry,
one
mate.
£2?
Yeah, it's one £2 coin.
You get £2 like for your lunch in school.
No, I had pocket money and took
Ah.
it back up.
Oh.
Did you used to buy shit off?
Yeah, no,
someone
I
at
used- I
school?
used to
Did
just
someone,
take it
like,
with
at
me
your
so
school
my
used to
mum-
just sell shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's mad that I only realised now. So like I didn't eat breakfast as a kid. Never once ate breakfast. But I also didn't eat lunch because I was scared. I was like very anxious and didn't like eat around other people,
Really?
especially at school. So I literally just realised now I just didn't fucking eat until like my evening meal.
I used to go in a morning. We'd go
That's why
to
you're
the
a weird shape.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
breakfast, nothing. Dinner, whoop.
No, that's my dad.
Oh.
That's my dad. Yeah.
I used to go to the Butty Hut for sausage butty. Sausage butty. We'd all get sausage butty. Then we go Dell's, rob like a Monster can or something, or Rockstar. I used to get the Rockstar punch can.
Rockstar was sick,
Yeah,
you know.
back in the day,
Back in-
Rockstar.
Fucking sick.
Rockstar.
Yeah, do that. You get like a bag of Doritos and then miss first period. So you just eating, having a cig, whatever. Then show up. And then for lunch, I'd take a packed lunch, eat like one or two things from it. Then
Leave your sandwich. Just
yeah,
the crisps
leave the
and
sandwich.
drink.
Leave the
Chocky
sandwich.
bar.
Yeah, something like that. And then if you had a bit of money, some cunt's always selling like Coke cans and stuff like that, and you just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take one of them, put it in my pocket. So you just buy that, and then for tea, I'd literally have like the bare minimum. My mum would be like, "Do you want pasta?" But I'm not hungry. Just have beans on toast.
Our school got rid of like all sugary stuff.
Really?
Like, yeah, you fucking
You don't
went
even
down
have apple
We had a
ties,
tuck
man.
shop and everything, didn't we?
Yeah, we had it all, and they used to sell it, and then like one year they replaced it with like fucking seeds and shit.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
The best thing you could get at school was a flapjack,
Sento.
an appletizer in a can, and a pasta pot.
I remember there was a
Pasta
kid.
King was
Pasta
like
King.
Pasta
Oh,
King.
yeah, in the
So
styrofoam
amazing.
cup.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only time I'd actually go, right, I'm not going to buy something from so-and-so who's selling. I was like, I'm going to go buy a Pasta King, a flapjack, and an appetizer.
When Pasta Kings first came into our school, it's like they're sold out every day. So people would literally run to the canteen as soon as that bell went to get a pasta king.
Did you just side note? Did you guys have like one area you could get lunch, or do you have like different halls that you could go and get?
Nah, we had one cafeteria. We had a tuck shop at one part, one too far away from the cafeteria.
we had
in the social area. Yeah.
We had two, and they sold different things. And the main one where the assemblies were always like had the shit. Like you wouldn't go there unless literally you were just about to miss lunch and you needed something. While the main one that was closer to the new like built gym and shit had the Pasta King. It had all the fresh fucking like shit out. It did pizzas and stuff like that. Everyone would go there because it was the thing. Or you just keep your money, just go over the school field, climb over the fence, go to the Ocean's Chippy.
Before we went to our school was one of the few that did it where you could go out on your lunch.
Yeah.
And it's gone back to it apparently
my
as
brother
well.
used to be able to do that. He used to be able to literally just go down road
Lucky
to Chippy.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
We had to, like I said, at lunch you'd sprint as soon as you were let out, straight down to the end of the field, go over the fence, then go down to Ocean's Chippy. Hope you're in front of like people because everyone would be there.
High vis are there as per usual.
No. Like, sometimes.
I couldn't imagine you sprinting.
Yeah, I wasn't too fat back then. I was skinny. I'll show you a picture, man. I was a skinny guy.
I've
You
seen
were
the pictures.
skinnier 5 years ago, like when we first met.
man. And then I got depressed knocking around with you clowns, getting hammered every day.
don't
And now
get
look
hammered
at me,
every day.
now I'm up. What?
I don't get hammered every day.
Yeah, you got boring. You went through your you got boring.
Listen, mate, I'm so in my rock and roll area.
If you ever see Rob, say to him, "I'm so in my rock and roll era. It's
That rock
embarrassing."
and roll, eh?
If for anyone out there, that is a diss at Robert because he put that into group chat, meaning it that he thinks he's genuinely in his rock and roll era, and it's so embarrassing.
It's funny, man.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Right. What else? What else? On the school
Yeah. How the fuck did we get onto that from being bullied?
I don't know.
No, I don't know actually.
Anyway, we'll move on. Have you had, and this is to be inclusive of all us folk, any gay experiences?
Yeah, definitely. Like you go to like, well, I can remember going to someone's for like an after school like sleepover, and there was like 4 of us, and we all watched porn in the same room. That was pretty gay. Yeah, I don't think
It's not
I'd
gay. That's just four mates enjoying some high quality
homies
video.
all like sat in one bedroom watching the TV. It was like, oh, she's sexy and shit. Yeah. Oh, I do this and that. That's pretty gay.
Not if you're saying you
Without
do stuff to
me.
So I say, yeah, that's
Raz isn't kind of, I'd let her put a strap on and
Raz
fuck
is
me.
just watching us. He's not watching the screen. He's watching us. Being like, oh,
Like, do you know how I'll guide it in for you. Get it here. Pineapple?
guys, do you want to try out these new flavorful condoms? Let me put it on for you.
Have you ever had one of those? A flavoured condom?
I've not had it. I've owned one, but
I assume.
I don't mean like eating one.
That's what I believe.
I assume they just taste like latex.
They've got a smell.
I've tasted one not on a penis before, and
Why?
yeah, they just
Mary was hungry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Why would you have
Took
the
it off
condom
like-
on?
Mary went, oh,
No, I
flaming
opened
hot.
a packet and I tried it, but it
On a
does
diet-
just taste like latex.
On a diet and wanted like, ooh, I fancy a banana.
I can remember. I got like, you know, one of the chocolate smelling ones. I got one of the chocolate smelling ones, and I had to take it off because the smell was really sickly. It was like smelled of dark chocolate.
When same with a Passante strawberry. Fun fact, it literally smells like bile.
Yeah.
Do you not find that
Grim,
some lubes make anal smell worse than others?
I don't know.
I don't frequent it that often.
really.
It's like
I don't know that.
loses the fun when you.
Does anal smell from guys?
From guys?
No.
From
Oh
software.
yeah, because like
from guys.
females have like a little
They have the
perfume down
secondary
there.
shoot, don't they?
No, I
They have a guy in there
One for
saying,
pooing.
shampoo,
One for doing.
shower gel.
If you're giving the anal,
Yeah.
are you getting a smell from that?
Yeah, because it's like under your nose now, isn't it?
Depends if you pull out and that
didn't know
creates
that.
like
Yeah.
an air vacuum, and then when you pull out again, and it.
Like male or
It's
female
so
as
I'm,
well.
I'm assuming.
It doesn't smell like shit, but it mixes with the lube and it smells
Oh,
weird.
right, that's fair then.
It's not a smell I enjoy.
This podcast is about going to school.
Right. What?
Gay experiences.
Gay experiences.
Raz, you're going
Nah.
to say no because you're a liar. Mary,
yeah,
of course you did.
yeah.
Do you want to give some of the horny people at home? No.
I'll skip that one.
Fair enough. All right then. Moving on. I don't want to say mine.
Okay.
Oh
Come
wait,
on.
no, go on.
No, mine's proper gay.
No, it's so
Well,
what?
I want to hear it even more.
The lad want from our school. I think
Just-
how old? I think
Just
I
so you
was,
can't trace it. There we are. Go try and
I
guess.
was 13 at the time. And I went to primary school with this lad, and it was like just a random day. I'd bumped into him, and we just started hanging out, like, because we hadn't seen each other since primary school. My apologies. So we were just chilling, and that night he was like, "Oh, do you want to stay at mine? We'll play some Xbox," because I had a 360 and he didn't. So we played some Xbox, a little bit of
Poverty child.
a little bit of tennis. I loved that game on 360. It was great.
Doritos crash course.
He ended up staying the night.
Instead of Wii remote, let's use his cocks instead.
So anyway,
It's an Xbox. I don't know how that works. You
So-
figure it out at home. Leave a
It
comment.
checks out. It checks out.
came to bedtime. 13.
This connects,
obviously
fun,
can't-
innit?
Shut up. Came 13. Came to bed like
Twister,
got to go
Connect
to bed.
version.
It's getting late. Can't stay up all night because I'm still a child. So we decide to play Truth or Dare. Two lads in a room with no one else there, sleeping together.
And one of you goes dare like a fucking idiot. Why won't you just go truth?
Because
We changed
They
it
both
so you
wanted
could
to.
only.
the game starts out innocently, like it's just
Like
normal
all good
dares.
movies do, yeah.
It's just like it starts out with truths, and then the dares like, I dare you to run downstairs and back. Just you're a child, so it's stupid shit. And then it was like, oh, I dare you to stand over there with your clothes off, and it's like, all right, yeah. So go and do it. I dare you to do it, saying, oh yeah, and come back. It's like, I dare you to touch my willy. So we both did it. And then it just kept progressing, and
Could you imagine Dan just go a day to small like just punching it? I touched it.
it just everything just kept progressing, kept getting that little bit more, and then it was like I dare you to wipe me off, so I did, and then I was like, I dare you to do the same, so he did.
Look at
To completion.
Not to completion.
Can I just say something? While Dan's going into detail, Varley slowly was like getting closer and closer listening in.
because he wants to know how it's done.
He was so
Well, make
intrigued
the-
with that.
Choc, just you
Make
wait
the
for the
rest
invite
up,
to go
come
and
on.
say it is.
I'm just off the toilet again.
Yes. So we'd done the little like
The deeds.
day to wank. All right, yeah, sound. So I just continued wanking him after he'd done it to me.
A
This was-
gentleman.
And I was telling myself I was straight at this time of life, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And then I ended up doing it into completion for him.
He's fucking dying.
Jake is wetting himself over there.
Oh, poor
I
Varley.
am straight. I'm just helping out a brother, man. You would do that for your fellow man.
The things you do when you're lying to yourself because society tells you that's not correct. You've all gone quiet now, haven't you? Anyway, let's move on from these gay experiences.
There's more. Jesus Christ.
No, there's not more gay experiences.
Stick around. This would be where like an ad placement would usually go.
Also, would you like to end it?
No, I'm here. I'm
having a good time.
Ready
Yeah,
for?
this
Is
is
this
funny.
the last question?
No,
Varley, our
I mean,
audience is loving it over there.
there's 4 things, but 3 of them are quite easy. So,
Right. Okay.
the next one anyway.
Fiona, Les,
Yep.
whatever your one's called.
She's called Debbie.
Shut up.
So, what was the biggest rumor going around your school at the time?
About you or
No,
about it?
just in general, the biggest, most controversial thing going around your school.
For me, it was about a girl got Skittles eaten out of her, but not the green ones. She didn't like the green ones,
So she left them in.
and that.
Why don't you just not put them in?
That was like someone said it, and I can remember hearing it and just being like, oh, what? You think it's a rumor.
And
It's
that's
just
where the
bollocks.
term rainbow kiss
And then-
comes from.
and then literally the next day it's like everyone knows, and then the day after every year knows, and then more shit's getting added. So it started out like it was something like she got Skittles eaten out of it, then it was all of them but the green ones, and then it was like she said taste the rainbow after, and then it was this, and it went around and
Like
around.
she's got a pun in there as well.
She's throwing in an advert for Skittles mid-sex.
It was like all of this, but for whatever reason, that was the fastest rumor. Like, there's a lot of people who have like either started a rumor or they've told me a rumor, and over time, it's like picked up traction, and then everyone kind of starts to know it. That was like day one. majority of people know it. Day 2, everyone in our year knows it. Day 3, the
Teachers
whole
know
school. Yeah, no. Teachers knew it.
They're there throwing out treats. You know what? You've all been extra good today.
Yeah, I
Here you
can
are.
remember just feeling really bad because I can remember seeing that girl.
None for you.
She was
You've had enough.
she was
Dirty gal. Dirty gal.
she was friends with someone who I was friends with, and I can remember she came out and she felt so awkward because I was there, because obviously I'd heard this rumor and she didn't know how I was going to react to it, and I was like, oh, it's fine, I'm sure.
Oh, that's you.
No, I was like, oh, I'm sure, it'll pass. It's just a rumor and stuff. The whole time you could just see she was like miserable, man. Like that like affected her for a good
Bad
like
superhero,
year.
that.
But like other than that, there was like so and so had a foursome with like some 18-year-olds. This and this happened. Someone robbed a car. Shit like that. That's as bad as it got.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the fastest growing one, it was the skills thing, which is just funny.
Raz?
I don't know. We were in the same school year.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but I'm saving mine for last. Have you not got one yet?
No.
Well, you think, Mary?
Yeah, pretty bad one. A girl in the year below, apparently, like everybody swore this were true, put like some kind of, I want to say peanut butter on a pussy.
And a dog or something. Yeah, I've heard that.
Thank
before.
you for jumping in and ruining the story.
Yeah, dog ate it. Dog ate it.
Sorry.
Oh, I think I know what yours is now.
Go on then, say mine.
No, let Mary finish her story.
I mean, the dog
Yeah.
ate the peanut butter off a pussy.
Mary put peanut butter on a pussy. Let Jen lick it off. Les and Bob Carter.
Mary, how believable was that then? Did you all?
When you saw who were being accused,
Oh, did you think like, oh, she's got a bit
she
of?
wore
She
a bit-
fucking loves dogs.
But it were like she got confronted about it and she just didn't say out. And it was like her cousin that saw her
I have
doing
the right
Plead in
to
the
remain
fifth.
silent.
it. Wasn't like
No comment. You're
I
on.
gave that
started-
4-5 the 5th.
it wasn't like it started from nowhere.
I put it to you that you put peanut butter on your pussy. I didn't put it on there.
Jesus.
I tripped with a jar of peanut butter and it was mating season. Ali G?
No,
God,
never
you
seen
two
allergy in the
uncultured
Of
house.
course I've seen
swines.
allergy.
So why are you picking up
suck
on
my
that?
dong? It just Mary would try to explain it. Both of you were just
Because we're having a good time. I'm having a great time with my brother. Leave me alone.
Hey, it started at 13,
Right.
didn't it? That?
He wasn't my brother.
fucking thing. Start your fucking rumor thing.
So I've got two.
Okay.
There was one, and it was about that said first girlfriend. So I dodged a bullet here, boys and girl. However you identify. I'm
Great.
being inclusive, man.
Thank you.
There was a rumor that said girl, many years later, had put holes in a condom.
Baby trap.
Yeah. So that was one rumor,
Mm.
allegedly. A secondary rumor.
Well, it was allegedly a rumour.
I'm just doubling up,
Yeah.
which is what he should have done, I guess.
Sweet.
Um,
What if they both got holes in?
what are the chances? There was another rumor that a girl that I used to sit next to in maths was having anal, and
I remember. And this was mine.
and it got stuck, and then that got spread around school, and it was quite funny.
I heard, like with Chocky's story, like I heard that one. That was going to be mine. That
Yeah.
she didn't have sex. She had anal first.
Oh
and it
yeah,
got
that was
stuck.
it. Yeah.
Like that was it. Like she didn't want to lose her virginity, so whack it up my shitter, please. Got stuck, and then more rumors come out that she used a chair leg,
Yeah. See,
one of the school chair legs to masturbate.
That's
with.
how I always
Up the
knew.
ass.
I don't know which hole it went in.
That's
But
how-
neither is going to be comfortable.
Dealer's choice.
That's how I always knew if something was like a believable rumor or not. If the first time you hear it, it's like it could have happened. Then when it's some wacky shit that gets said, like the chair
The
leg,
chair leg, yeah.
then at that point in your head, you kind of
Yeah.
just like, oh, it's just funny now.
Yeah, but as a child, you don't think that way.
when
do
the
you? You just think,
downloadable content's a bit wishy-washy, then you're like, it isn't real.
Yeah. Right. Moving on because we are actually taking fucking ages.
oh, we're just having a good
But
time.
you know what?
man.
I love long podcasts when I listen to them because I put them on at work. So if I listen to a podcast for 2 hours,
I
that's
won't
one
listen
podcast.
to this at work.
Well, you're yeah, you won't because you fucking sat here. This is work.
I guess.
Anyway, shut the fuck up. Next, we are going to your most embarrassing moment. Like what bit are you most embarrassed about? It doesn't have to be something that happened. It's just something that you are embarrassed about.
I'm trying to think.
My
Can I just say,
explanation was
like,
shit.
my whole time at school,
What is
like
embarrassing?
it was just awful, man.
Yeah,
it was,
but for
it was
what-
awful
for-
and
for-
embarrassing.
Well, if you as
'Cause
yourself, if you could
'cause
go back in time and you back in time and you could watch that happen, all that school time happen from but from your perspective now, would you look at yourself and be like, God, fuck me, like this was shit, weren't it? Or would you be like, oh, maybe I'm looking at it in a negative light?
No, every bit of it was fucking awful.
All of it, you were just like,
whoever
fuck
said
it.
like your school days are the happiest moments of your life. How they fuck, man?
Yeah.
But
No, I
when you get a job and you get money, that's fucking brilliant.
I think when anyone says that, I automatically think they must be on about primary school. You can't talk about secondary school because primary school, it does seem like just a couple of bits of bliss because you're just a kid. You've got no what you worrying about? Oh, I want to stay up past a certain bedtime. Oh, I got up and my breakfast is made and shit like that. Secondary school, it's like, oh, I can't be asked going in today. That's when you start realizing like school shit.
Yeah, it was just all shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
will you say that's just you embarrassing?
The whole thing was just embarrassing. It was all shit. Hated every moment of it.
What about you, Mary?
Oh, I've got so many embarrassing moments.
Yeah, you do.
The first thing that popped in my head was we were doing drama in year 8, and I was an emo at this point, bullied. I just got an emo boyfriend over lunch. He was in my drama class, and we had to do like a performance of something that we'd like practiced that day. And we were playing like boyfriend and girlfriend in it, and we like got with each other in front of the class that were watching, and it's like, what were you thinking, man? You fucking scared.
What's
that
his name?
is-
Well, let's
That one's on.
get him on
lock.
podcast.
God, I can imagine. I can imagine all the people who were sat down there just being like,
It was like a
It's like, ooh, I won't go that far. Fuck me.
like
It's
cringe
acting.
as fuck. Pure silence in the room.
I
When
wonder
it
who
happened,
they felt
like-
more sorry for, him or you.
Oh, I'd have
It
had
depends.
a fucking nervous breakdown, man.
Whoever's friends with whose side you take on that, wouldn't you? If it were Mary's friends watching it, I bet they were like, oh, I can't believe he's done that.
Well, we were
What?
all in the same emo.
Oh,
outcast
so
friend group.
all your
So
group
that,
were
yeah.
just like, these guys need to
What a
leave.
set of fucking
We need to get
virgins.
rid of these
No,
guys.
my group would have found that
The
like fun.
EOFG.
It's everyone else that did. That's what I was like a little like embarrassing, like cool.
What was that in
quirky.
year 8 then?
Yeah.
God.
Or 7. No, it was year 7.
Yes.
Or year
The
7.
problem is like when you do stuff in like year 7, like you still
You're only
still
just out of primary.
Yeah, exactly. So I always look at all the stuff I did when I was 13 and stuff, and I just kind of go like, I was just kind of fucking figuring shit out. When you get to like 15, 16, that's when I'm like, oh, that's quite embarrassing and stuff. Like for me, there's a couple of thingy ones that I could have done, but like the most embarrassed I've ever been is I split up with a girl who I'd been seeing for I don't know how long. It just weren't working out. I weren't interested anymore. Yeah. But this was during the time when I was doing things I shouldn't be doing, and she grassed me up at school, and I got kicked out of school. Fast forward 2 weeks later, she put my nudes that I had sent her on her Facebook, and everyone from our school, like in our year, saw it. And I was like, my life's over. I'm not at school, you know. I'm out of education. Everyone's seen that. I can't go back to school. All this shit. I thought like life was over until like one of the popular girls in our year commented and like was like, "You're a fucking cunt for putting this picture up." Like, Cam done nothing wrong. Blah blah blah. All this shit. And she like sent me a message, and I'm like, if she didn't send that message, I was like, that would have been like game over mentality for me. And that's the most embarrassed I were, because like, luckily when I was going back to school from then, I was always in isolation because I was only allowed in isolation to do my GCSE like exams and shit like that. So I didn't have to worry about like going back and sitting into a lesson and someone being like, "Yo, what's been going on? I saw that picture," because I was like so fucking freaked out about that. But it didn't happen like that. And then, like I said, when I came back to school, everyone was like, "Yo, you're back, man! I thought you were fucking like gone for good. What you're in isolation. Oh,
He's
sick,
back
man."
again with his little tiny pecker.
Yeah. No, that were you, mate. That were you.
It's weird because I've seen that pecker as a grown man, and I don't think it's got any bigger.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me as a kid?
I'm not.
You just said you were.
You've just explained your penis, not me.
What do you mean?
You just said you got a little pecker.
No, I was talking. He was talking about himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
I ain't said no.
Yeah. People pull this back and they'll hear you saying tiny pecker and talk about you.
Pull what back?
his foreskin.
Yeah.
Why are you pulling my foreskin?
Let's move on from this. It's fucking weird. Right, who's not said something about the most
You.
embarrassing? Is it just me?
Yeah.
You all?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. For me, I can't remember. It was year 7, I think it was. So not embarrassing by Chocky standards, but fuck Choc.
Fuck me.
I used to get pocket money for school, not for school, off my dad because he wasn't around, and I'd spend it all on sweets in like the first day or two with Rob.
Cheapo.
Cheapo.
Yes.
I end up buying Rob loads every fucking time because it's just I don't know why. So I used to have loads of sweets, and then I'd go to school with no money. So I'd sell some of the sweets, earn a bit of the money back, get some lunch. That's what I'd do.
Entrepreneur.
Hustle it.
Apart from one day, I just ate the sweets. So I had no
money.
dinner, no
Yeah.
money.
And that's the day you learned about profit and loss.
no, that's
About entrepreneur.
that's the day I learnt about charity. So back in day, I was an alright actor. Like I was in theatre and I could cry on cue.
What about you act like a fool all the time now?
Thank you. So I could cry on cue and I could just do it whenever the fuck I wanted. It was great. So I just stood outside the canteen and cried and made it so teachers felt sorry for me.
Oh,
And they ended up going and getting me some food. Not paying for it, but like
God,
going and
man,
getting me
you
some
did,
food.
God.
you did the crocodile teeth.
I was year 7, mate.
Just because you ate your sweets.
They could have called social services on your
yeah,
mum or
no.
everything.
God.
They called her in. I had to explain it to her and then tell teachers, no, I'm just a liar.
God. You couldn't have just said, I've left my lunch at home, I've got nothing to eat, and
Yeah.
can I not? But instead you're like,
Yeah.
So did you tell him that you spent it all on sweets?
Later on, after my mum had been called in.
when I finished school and I had left education, I called
It-
him up.
it-
I'm
were-
really hungry, but I'm so jittery.
Yeah, that's what I'm embarrassed most about. In
Well, once
school.
again, you're a kid. If you had done that maybe 16, you probably have a bit more guilt going through your head. Like, oh, do I look a bit of a twat?
But no, I'm safe. I'm good. I was 11, 12, something like that. Next, so we've only got 2 left. So we're going to take it down a notch. We're going to go to your saddest moment. What brought you down the most?
But easy for me. I was doing a school play, and then my mum and gran came to like pick me up in a lesson, and I didn't understand what was going on. And then I found out my granddad had died. That was it. I just I think after that I completely changed my outlook. Outlook.
I know that's very sad, but you said something wrong.
Yeah, that is funny. But like, I think that's like when my mindset kind of shifted to how I like perceived everything at school. So if someone said something and shit like that, instead of it just always being like, it's just funny, it's always a joke and all that, I just became like very much more miserable and shit, and I'm very depressed all the time.
And you've never stopped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. That is like one of the big catalyst things. I started going to, I don't know if anyone else has, there's a thing called like CAMS.
Cams.
Where you go and it's like therapy for under 18s. And that, like after that week, after my granddad had passed, that's when I started going to CAMS. And that's when I knew I was like, okay, something's completely different with me, because I don't want to talk to anyone. Like, I'm not going online, I'm not going outside, I'm not going to school. I'm getting really angry at my mum, I'm getting really angry at like everyone around me. I was like, I'm asking very confusing questions and stuff. And I threw a chair at my RE teacher.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had an RE teacher throw a pencil at the back of my head once.
I was just there, like, I just thought, wanted to sit down. Sit down.
It was my grand. Oh, he was in is it a hospice? Where they kind of go and it's like where they go in to have a less painful death, really. Because he was terminally, he had brain cancer, and like my mum had called the school and said like, you know, he's going through a rough time at the moment. Yeah, maybe not mention anything. And then RE, it was like life after death and stuff. And she mentioned that my granddad was like dying. And I just fucking... She was...
What kind of teacher does that?
Someone made like a cancer joke, and she took it upon herself to, instead of just being like, cut that out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you need to careful because people here having a sensitive time. You know, Cameron's going through a rough time.
Some
She
people...
She didn't have to let
Some
everyone know
people
who it was.
have some respect, because some people...
Yeah, but it was literally... It was
I'm
like,
not gonna say who they are.
But I'm thinking that clip.
It was...
But she mentioned it, and I just saw like red, and it was one of those shit blue chairs, you know, the shit blue chair. I got one of them, just fucking, and she was like, Cameron, and I was like, fuck you, I hope you fucking burn in hell, you bitch. And what's funny as well is like she was a lesbian, teaching RE, and I always like after that I always questioned her on it. I was like, "You Christian?" I was like, she was like, "Yeah, of course." Blah blah blah, and I was like, "But don't they say you can't be gay?" Things like that, and she was like. It's like, no, like, you know, the version of Christianity, I find it so accepting. And I said, so you're just lying to what you teach. I just became like a real spiteful cunt just to her. And then I got swapped REs and I got put with someone who was much nicer, but once again, I just didn't care about the subject. But like the fucking bitch that brought that up that in RE, that's the angriest I've ever been at school.
Well, that's a very sad and angry moment.
Yeah.
Razzie? Got all that can top that?
He's scared. He's like, well, one day my pen broke and I had to borrow that girl's.
Well, this one time my bird annoyed a few lads and I got battered for it.
That wasn't sad. That was just annoying. When we broke up, that was probably very sad.
Was that like
Fucking loser.
that first relationship? Girl?
Yeah, because I didn't like have a right load of friends other than these cunts who were like we weren't incredibly close in school, and like I hung around.
We just hung out every day after school.
No, not every day. No, but like not even back then. But like I don't know. I was pretty weird at school. Like floated around a lot. But yeah, after like breaking up with someone, I went through like the fucking motions, man.
You do? Was it the one where?
It was a few months. It was like eight or 9 months or something. And that when you
was that your first heartbreak?
Yeah, when you're like 14, you're like, fuck, that's like that's like 1/14 of my life.
The first heartbreak is always like that worst heartbreak when you first understand that you actually look it. Not the little like
it is quite bad, but it's not as sad as your granddad dying.
No, but
yours is shit, Mary.
Probably like when I was getting bullied, but it took a turn because everyone thought I was a lesbian. So no one would like,
fucking hell.
wow. So no one would like get changed in front of me in PE. So it was like they used to like make me feel really like
like no one wanted to be around you and shit.
Yeah, and I'd get battered like a bunch of lads like outside of school like got a chair leg like smacked me.
That's fucking rough, man.
And yeah, it was really bad. I wanted to move schools at one point because it was like everybody in the school like knew, and I'd be walking from lesson to lesson, and they'd be like, "Oh, insert slur here."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Did they pinball you like in the corridors? Did they like pinball you?
Do you remember seatbelt?
Yeah.
Oh, seatbelt.
The main one we had was just pinball. If everyone's like waiting for the lesson and you're having to walk past those people. If you were in year 7 or year 8, you just got fucking slung about, man.
Do you remember those one strap bags where it's like just a Velcro on front and you just rip it off and annoy someone?
The worst is like, you know when someone had like the JD bags and stuff like that, some people would just like rip it open, just let all the shit fall out.
It was a trend in our year to like have a football bag. Like, you know, what you keep your football boots in, and to like carry it rather than like a backpack, which is literally more practical and like not as annoying. But like literally just have a football boot bag and you just launch it somewhere like and just not give a shit about it. So my mum probably like was really annoyed at me, but
you were like, oh well,
yeah, whatever.
So what about you, Dan?
For me, it was leaving school. No, that sounds so shit.
Polar opposites here.
I know.
Couldn't wait to leave.
But it's because at 15 years old, my mum moved down south to High Wycombe with her ex-husband. So I was in Leeds living with my grandma, finishing out my last year of school, so I didn't have to change schools and fuck my GCSEs up and all sorts of shit. So when I left school, I was going to High Wycombe. I was leaving Leeds. I was leaving everyone, all my mates. Everybody around me. I was off to.
That's not true, Dan.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time though.
No, but the head of year asked you when on the last day of the final school day. He said to you, Dan. So Dan, what are you doing after school? And Dan's response was, probably just off at White Rose.
Joke's on him. I did go to the White Rose that night. I did go. I wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
It should have given more context. Anyway, we've got one last thing before we wrap it up, and it's to bring the mood back up because I've just made you all sad as fuck.
I was going to say
Jesus.
The worst death to I'm joking. The happiest.
Used mine.
Your happiest experience in high school, like the thing that brought you that one beaming bit of happiness, whether it was a second or a week or however long it lasted.
I'd say like those lessons that you have where everyone just messes around and it's like the funniest thing, and you can never get that back now because when you're in a job you can't get away with like being a cunt. But in school,
I can.
well,
I work for my mum.
and you're a cunt all the time. So,
So it's like I get away with it
Yeah.
constantly.
but you know, just them times where like you'd be in a lesson and everyone's like creasing all the time and
Teachers
teacher
constantly
hates you
out
and
on,
you're
like-
winding them up. You just never get that back.
Yeah, they
I
were
live
good.
my life every day like that. Surrounded by people just constantly fucking taking the piss and like, what are you on about? Like, you never get it back. High school never ends.
Yours, Raz? Happiest moment?
Fuck me. I reckon it was not only losing my virginity, right, but having one of the popular kids like ask me what sex is like. And I'm just there like,
Wow.
yeah, fuck you, mate. Guess what? My dick got sucked. Yours is bone fucking dry.
Oh God, I remember there was one time Raz was supposed to be chilling with us, and this was fucking years ago, right?
Right.
I'm sure we were still in school at the time. And
Right.
Rob and me went round to knock on his door because this is before anyone texted or they did anything to preempt the chill. You just came round and knocked on your mate's house.
Yeah.
No answer. So we rang him, picks up phone. We knew he was in his house because where the fuck else is he going to be? He's
This
boring.
is propaganda, what is about
It's not
to say
fucking
now.
propaganda. We heard it on
is.
the phone.
It is.
And his bird's in there. He's like, Raz was short answers only. Like, what? Raz, what are you up to? Nope. You coming out? No. Wow, what are you doing? We're here. Like, it would just shortest answers. And in between those answers, you could hear.
Right.
Oh no!
Ask Rob.
So
We both heard it.
The worst part is, like, I'd tell you.
Back then you wouldn't.
And especially for the podcast, I would tell you. But I'm sorry to say that is bollocks.
No, I don't believe you. I
You
think
can,
you've lied
you can
about
think
it.
what you want,
I
but
think you've lied about it for too long now. You daren't
unfortunately,
get rid
I
of it.
wish it was that. But I have more respect. And
Come on, no, don't lie about that part.
yeah, true.
So you didn't. You're saying you there was none of that action happening. Dan's quite adamant there were. Maybe you know, maybe.
Believe what you want. Leave a comment. Why don't you?
Hey,
One for
we're having none of that.
Dan and two for Raz.
All right, I'm laying down the law with this podcast. I don't want any of this. Ooh, subscribe to me. Ooh, leave a comment. Ooh, engage. I want none of that bollocks, right?
So you want
None of
zero
that shit.
engagement?
Zero
Thank you. Yes.
Which-
Yeah, I want natural engagement. If they want to talk to me, they can fucking talk to me. If not, fuck off.
I don't think.
No, see?
Well, either way, I'm not asking them to do any of that shit. So you should have picked a different
That's-
host.
All right, but Jake, you
Jake,
didn't-
I'm laying down
you
the
didn't
law.
want any like sponsors
No.
or anything?
No, sponsors is fine, but I'm like,
Oh,
No.
Dan doesn't get how this works.
no, Dan gets
Dan-
how it works. Dan wants to do things of his own accord. And you've given
for
given
a
me the
podcast
ability
to work and
Look,
to gain
listen,
sponsors.
listen.
You need interaction.
Listen, do you want to go
Oh.
on and see how many views the last podcast got?
Yeah, views, but no interaction. That looks terrible.
Who interacts when listening?
You can buy views.
I don't want to.
You can buy comments.
No,
Exactly.
yeah, but
so
they're
why
like-
why would I interact with something I could fucking buy?
but they get removed super quick.
Yeah, and you
E-
should
either way.
encourage people to engage.
Nah, fuck 'em.
I'm going to encourage you to engage. And
Well, this is the last time you come on the podcast.
incorrect, because it won't fucking work without me. Jesus.
It would. It was working with 3 cameras. It's because we needed a 4th.
Then you won't be on it.
Listen.
Sick problem solved.
Listen.
Welcome back to the Rat and England show. It's about to get hilarious in here.
No, stop
I'm
it. Stop.
serious.
Turn it back
Anyway,
up.
so as I was saying,
Fuck's sake,
Raz, how's
Daniel.
your day going? Oh, we'll turn him down.
What did I do?
You've interacted with the enemy.
Let's hurry this up, because this is
Yeah.
going on for a while now.
Well, that
And
was the
I-
last question.
And
No, I didn't even
want
answer
to
my
KFC.
Have you not?
I need a piss so
I want
bad.
to KFC.
My happiest memory
so
was
needy.
that I was chatting to this girl for a while who's like a female best friend at school. I liked her, and we'd hang out and stuff and kind of get a bit flirty, but I always was like, she's never gonna see me that way because we are just friends. And then one day I was at home and there's a knock at the door, and my mum's like, "Oh, you got a visitor," and it were her. She said, "Oh, do you wanna go for a walk near like down where this like little fucking like river pond thing were?"
Next to Jennel.
No, it was near a park thing. And we went, and while we were there and stuff like that, we're having a bit of flirty banter, and then she sucked my dick, and I was like,
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, this is sick. It was like,
This is what I want for the rest of my
yeah,
life.
it was
He's
one of
so
the,
happy he's laughing. Like,
Got the MB
I
chuckle on go.
immediately like sent a mate on BBM a message saying, "Yo, get dick sucked by so and so." They're like, "Nah, you're lying."
On
And I was
BBM?
like, I was like, nah, I am. It's pretty sick. Pretty
Look.
sick. But it was one of those where I can remember, you know, you kind of have a mindset of where it's like, we are just friends. It's like, we can have a bit of flirty banter, but it's never more than that. And then she made the first move and I was like, I mean, I don't even have to do anything here. It's just a
a rare occasion.
Like putty in my hands.
That was it. And then I went back smug as fuck. I went back home and was like, "You have a nice time?" Like, yes. Yes, I did.
I did, and I'm not going to tell you what happened.
Mum, what's for tea? Oh, I thought jacket potato. No, we're going to have pizza for tea, actually. Why? Because I said
Because
so.
we're fucking celebrating tonight.
Because I'm a man.
Yeah. But that was like, I can remember like doing the fucking, you know, you're in your room just smug for no fucking reason. You're getting the messages and you want when my mates found out about it, I was sending the message like, oh yeah.
That day you're like Andrew Tate, like alpha, like
Cigars come out from under the bed.
What are you doing?
I took her down in the woods. She sucked my dick.
But yeah, that was the happiest I were. Dan, did you say yours?
No, I haven't actually. So mine, I had just been in a play in school. I can't remember the name of the play, but I was the lead actor. And I fucking, like I said, I loved acting at the time. Did lead, great play, great couple of nights. And then on the last night, when I was walking back to the car with my mum, all these parents, just as they were walking past me, were just telling me how much they loved me, how good they thought I was. Like, everyone was like, oh, he's going to be a right little star. Look at me now. So it's like, it
You
just
had
felt...
to get it in there before I fucking jerked up.
But yeah, it was just a really good feeling, a really big ego boost in a life where until recently I never really had ego boosts. It was just a casual life.
It's nice to get put up by people that aren't.
Oh
just
yeah,
your
that's not your
fucking
family
mates
and
you
friends.
see all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna say when your friend says, "Oh, that's incredible," it's like you're grateful, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but I know you're gonna say nice shit to me all the time.
It's nice being bigged up by, or at the time being bigged up by my family that it was good at acting. But when some random does it for no reason other than to just let you know they think you were good, that was a great fucking feeling.
Funny as they say something nice to you as they pass you, they turn around and say, "What a fucking chimp! What an idiot! What a brain!" We just told him that to get his hopes up.
Everyone leave a comment saying how good of an actor Dan is. Oh yeah, you can leave that comment. That one's fine.
Yeah, he's right. You can.
Right.
Right. Anyway, shut up. You trying to end my podcast. I think that's about it. We're all wrapped up. We've had a great time reviewing schools. We all went to the same one. You went to a different one.
Yeah, I went to Rotherham.
For people who aren't watching the screen, and they're just listening.
Who had a different English where they call it a genel.
Shut up, man.
That is dumb.
Shut up, Genel.
Anyway,
right.
It's been an absolute pleasure, gentlemen and lady. Have a good evening. Enjoy your KFC. Enjoy getting stoned, I presume.
Yeah.
Enjoy your trip back to Sheffield. Jake, shut up. I've been Danny White. These three have been nonsense. We love you all.
Follow the Twitter. Don't you know?
No,
There's a Twitter.
Shut up. How do I stop him? Quick. Bye.